Hey guys, Morgan's Manus. Today's video is going to be a new tool from Klein. I was really excited to get this one as soon as I heard about it for a couple reasons. You'll see why in just a minute. But this is the Klein Tools Fastbit Tru-Grip screwdriver. Part number is 32960A. So as I'm recording this, it's not really available to buy anywhere. I'll put links in the description as I find those as they come. And then Klein Tools did send me this to kind of test out and give them my feedback. So I am marking it paid promotion, but I'm not sponsored by Klein. They're not paying me to make this video. Those kinds of things, but there's two real reasons why I wanted this. If you've watched my channel at all, you know I'm a big fan of the ball grip screwdriver. I run a ton of vessels and different things like that. Well, that's what this one is. It is a Klein ball grip, and then it is also a 3.9 inch or 100 millimeter. That's also my favorite size in length of screwdriver as well. So as soon as I saw this, I wanted to make sure I tried it out. We'll go around the package real fast. So you're going to get the ball handle screwdriver. You're also going to get this shaft right here that has a Phillips number 2. It says Japanese on there. I'll show you that in a minute. And then a 6 millimeter slotted. Go over to the back. Here is the back. If you want to zoom in and check out any of that information, you can do that. And then also, if we go down here, you can see it is made in Japan. So I don't know of any other Klein tools that are made in Japan, but that's where, you know, Vessel and all those are made as well, the ball grips. So they kind of moved over to where the ball grips are made and had a screwdriver made for them, it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and get out of the package, check it out, and you guys can let me know what you think. But let's go ahead and get into it. So out of the package, again, it is a two-piece set. You're going to get this handle along with this bit. As far as the handle, you can see the Klein Tools logo, also made in Japan. Roll it on around. There's the part number 32960A. You do get the black grip all the way from here to here, so that's pretty nice. You know, whether you're grabbing it like this, you got your fingers on this grip. Whether you're torquing it down like this on the ball, you've got that as well. And the grip is pretty much exactly the same as your other Klein Tools screwdriver grip. So if you like this grip, you're probably going to like this one as well. This is overall 4.5 to 4 5/8 in length right here. Just depends on how you want to hit that ball. Back here on the back side, as far as if you're looking down in your pouch, this is what you're going to see is a big yellow circle. Now that would be pretty easy to write on. So like if you want to run it as a specific screwdriver all the time and you always run it the same exact way, you could easily write on here whatever that is, and so that you could see that. But obviously you're going to be able to see the big yellow ball. That would be more if you're running a couple of these and you want to run them specific ways. Also has this collet right here. That's exactly the same kind of look as that Klein reamer that I recently did a video for. I actually kind of like the ribs on these. It makes it easy to grab a hold of those and pull that back. But that's the handle. As far as the bit itself, how you put that in, you don't have to pull back on this to insert the bit. You just slide that in, locks that into place. Not a lot of movement right here in and out. Like I'm pulling on it as hard as I can. It may be moving a few millimeters and then up and down, left and right. Not a lot there either. It's in there pretty tight. So overall, I like the feel of that. As far as the shaft itself, you have a Phillips number 2. I was kind of curious if this was Phillips 2 or Posi drive because the thing said number 2 Japanese. But here is a Klein number 2 screwdriver. It's identical to the tip that is on that one. So it's a Phillips number 2. And then you get a 6 millimeter slotted on this side. Again, both sides easily slide in and out. So if you need a Phillips, then you need a slotted. You just swap that around, you're good to go. Shaft length by itself is 6 inches. And then if we overall check out the entire screwdriver with that in there, you're looking at about 8.5 inches in length with that together. One of the nicer features about it, in my opinion, is the fact that it is a collet, does accept bits. It's not necessarily a dedicated screwdriver where you're just stuck with using a slotted. So I can take this and swap it around, but I can also just take this out. Anything else that I have is a 1/4 inch. So here's a flip socket. If I want to slide that in there, I can use that. And that's in there just as tight as this screwdriver blade is right here. Like there's no play on that either. Pull that out. If I want to run like a 2-inch bit, I can do that. Get myself a little bit shorter screwdriver if that's what I need for the situation. Maybe I need a little bit more torque and I want to use this ball handle. I can put in this reamer right here. So again, possibilities are endless. You can pretty much use whatever you want to if it's got that 1/4 inch shaft in there. Only thing you can't really use, like this is a Weehaw, a little bit bigger than a 1-inch bit. So you're going to have to go with at least probably a 2-inch bit or bigger. If I take this and slide this down in here, it goes all the way down in there. You're not going to have anything sticking up. I was a little worried I wasn't going to be able to get that out, but if I release the collet, it comes out. So that's all the USA bits. What about the Japanese style? Because the collet on those, a little bit bigger. Actually, let me show you on the vessel. It's a little bit easier to see it on this. So you can see how this right here is longer than that of this one right here. Will these still work in it as well? So here is a vessel. If I slide that in, that's in there just as tight as the US. Here is the annex style that I know a lot of people like running. That fits in there as well. And then here is a vessel. So all those are pretty much compatible, whether it's Japanese version, call it, or the US, whatever that number is. I think it's 9 and 13 if I remember right. Now the vessel ones are magnetic. So if I take a screw and put that out here, it has a little bit of magnetism in the shaft itself. I don't think the annex is. It might have a slight one, but the Klein itself, I decided I was going to check that too. It's not, so there's no magnetism in this blade. Now, as far as using it, if you want to use it, again, you just push that in there. Nice thing about ball handles is why I like them is because I can put that in my palm and then turn this whenever something's real loose. And then also if I need more torque, I can kind of move over this way, grab it and twist it and get something torqued down. I just really like them. I never had used one before. I bought the vessels. I've started using them and I absolutely love them. Like Klein is my go-to for my multi-drivers, like an Impact 11-1 or something along those lines. But as far as my dedicated screwdrivers, I've always ran these vessels because I absolutely love them. Now, one thing is I always run these tang throughs because they're a little bit heavier. Like I personally don't really like these as well because they're super light. Same thing with this Craftsman one that Clint Co sent me. It's not that I don't like them. I just prefer the tang through because it's a little bit heavier screwdriver. And that's also, in my opinion, a nice thing about this Klein is it's got a little bit more weight to it. I don't think it's quite as heavy as the tang through vessels, but it's definitely heavier than this vessel right here or this Craftsman. I think it's because of all this mechanism up on this end, because whenever they said they had this coming out, that was my one worry, is that I was going to get it and I was sure I was going to like it, but I was afraid it was going to weigh kind of like what this one does. And I really prefer the tang through vessels because of the weight. This one's kind of a weight that I can get by with, that I don't mind. And then again, the fact that I can take anything and kind of swap this over, that kind of makes it a little bit better than a dedicated one just because I can make it something else. But first impression, I really like it. But there you go, guys. There is the Fastbit Tru-Grip screwdriver. I'm going to call it the Klein ball handle, part number 32960A. Again, I have no idea how much it costs currently because it's not available to buy. I think it's going to be here soon, though. And again, I'll add links to the description once I find places, whether it's Amazon, House of Tool, Lowe's, wherever it might be. I'll put those in the description so you can check that out. I want to thank Klein for sending it to me. But you guys let me know if you've been trying any ball handle screwdrivers, if you've kind of been converted over those. I know a few of you have, and I know a few of you just don't like them in general. But let me know about that. And then also let me know if this is something that you're interested in, something that you think that you're going to pick up. Drop that in the comments below as well. As always, I hope this video was helpful. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next video.